We have absolutely no power to work with. We're gonna be in complete darkness. This means that, look at it. No oxygen for the colonists. I'm such a dumbass. Oh, I hate myself.
Peggy 18.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Planetbase, or specifically the third season of Planetbase. Now, as you can see by the background, I have already attempted to create the third season of Planetbase for the channel, and it has gone exactly as you can imagine. So in this M-class type planet, we start off with 5 colonists, and of course, my only biologist has died of starvation, which has then killed the rest of the colonists. Surprisingly, it was not suffocation or being crushed by meteorites. No, it was actually lack of food, so haha! Anyhow, we're gonna try to re-attempt the M-class planet and see if I can even squeeze out like 10 colonists out of this place or something. Now I'm not gonna try to get to that 0 and 0 location. I'm not even sure if I will be able to do so with how weirdly this planet is shaped and everything. We are not going to be able to utilize the wind turbines. We're only going to be able to utilize the solar energy, which is going to be that's going to be fun. So yeah, I'm looking for a location, something like this maybe. We're going to try it and see if this time I can actually succeed. I'm going to try to construct a few different things than I did on the original attempt, which will ever be featured here on the channel, because I just embarrassed myself so damn much, and I was so highly skeptical, and I so did not want to do this type of planet. And the last type of planet especially, that's even more annoying to put up with. Here, we're gonna have sandstorms, meteorites, and even solar flares. So, yay for me. So, okay, let's see where we are starting. I do realize that the recording, if I move too fast around, is gonna be all blurry as hell, so I'm gonna try to keep this as static as possible. But okay, we have landed by this weird ridge and almost being close to mountains. I'm not really sure if this will be able to be utilized for construction of mines, but there's only one way to find that out. No base pad, no thank you. That is the worst thing which you can construct. So, let's build it like this. Let's start by building these structures. We're gonna require a water extractor for oxygen generator. We're gonna require a big solar panel. Thinking we're gonna go like this. We definitely need a power collector or we are totally screwed. I'm gonna go with the bigger one, in hopes that this way we can build the mine over here. I'm not really sure if it would work in this direction. Speed up the footage to at least this level 2 speed. We need to get the landing pad up and running. And on my first attempt, what I basically did was put down the control center because there are the solar flares, and they did not happen throughout some of the first days. I'm actually hoping. But this is biodome, this is processing plant. This means that I need to build the cantina over here. I should be able to build the dorm over here, connected to the biodome, and we will also require a sick bay to be constructed somewhere. Okay, so thanks to the fact that I do have... We really need that battery, otherwise... Oh, we are so screwed. We're not gonna have any energy throughout the night. I just totally screwed up another attempt on this playthrough. Oh my god, I hate this planet. Why am I doing this? Why am I even doing this? We have absolutely no power to work with. We're gonna be in complete darkness. This means that, look at it. No oxygen for the colonists. I'm such a dumbass. Oh, I hate myself. Oh, seriously. This is the worst possible start because I have put in so many structures to be built at the same time. I have basically killed the colony because now the oxygen within the base is gonna be depleted. We're not gonna be able to reach the daytime in time for the oxygen generator to start making oxygen. I have just killed this entire colony because I'm an idiot. Oh man, come on. What the hell is wrong with me? Seriously. I have just killed the entire colony. You see, they're standing outside. They're not gonna go inside. God damn it! Oh man! Oh man! Oh man! That was just horrible. Oh man! This was bad. This was bad. Let's try that again to see if I can do a bit better. Oh man, this is... I can tell you right now, this is gonna be so much freaking fun and punishment for me. All things considered, the biggest question for me is right now the fact that if you have Steam installed on one computer, but let's say you are working with a laptop like I am, but after saving up for 3 years, you're able to build a computer, despite the fact that currently getting your hands on certain components is completely impossible. So what happens is that once you actually install Steam on your new computer, you don't have access to the M-class planet. So I'm not even sure how the hell am I gonna do this eventually, or if I will be even able to turn this into a proper season. I just have to make sure that I don't kill my entire colony like I just did, but damn it! That was funny. I would not want to be a part of that expedition. We have 2 workers, 1 biologist, 1 engineer, 1 medic, and 1 carrier robot. So yeah, fun stuff. This is a heavily different layout of the world accessible to me, so I'm gonna most likely try to expand in that direction. So let's try this one more time, and this time let's try not to kill everyone on the first day or first 5 minutes. So we're gonna start with only few structures. Let's speed this up. Get the colony at least to somewhat running point. We need oxygen, we need energy, and we need battery. Otherwise, the oxygen generator will not be able to turn the water into the oxygen. So this is so far a-okay once the battery is up and running, and I know that we are gonna be able to save up at least a few kilowatts of power. I can then continue to build things. So I'm gonna continue with a processing plant. I'm gonna build the landing pad because we need colonists ASAP. I need additional workforce. Otherwise, this whole place will go down really fast. The initial structures will follow a simple linear structures. So we're gonna go with oxygen generator, processing plant, and biodome, and then we're gonna build the cantina. So the biodome will be supplying both processing plant and cantina with the supplies, either the vegetables or the starch. We should also try to get our hands on a mine, otherwise I don't see how we're gonna deal with the struggle of lack of metal. That's the first big problem which any player will face on any of these planets. So let's go with one bioplastic processor and 2 metal processors. I know it's a bit of a overkill, but I rather have the reserve of ore, which will be created by my workers actually moved inside. After biodome and cantina are constructed, my next goal is to build a dorm. Theoretically, I can put it over here. It's close to the oxygen generator. Most likely this place will never serve as my main influx of workforce because of the single landing pad. So I want to avoid the eventual influx of the armed intruders to go in through this place. So maybe I will have to look for a better location for that somewhere else. From the previous season, I know perfectly well that having just wheat and mushroom will work. And thankfully we are getting some colonists immediately. I'm gonna shut off the trader. I did get, luckily enough for me, additional worker and additional biologist, which is what I specifically require right now to start off the colony. I will need to build up the reserve of metal for the ore. I got almost hit already by a freaking meteorite. We will put down 1 meal maker for now and 2 tables, followed by 2 water fountains. And as you can see, it's getting super ridiculously bright. So the next thing which we'll need to do is, in order to not exceed our power production and consumption, another solar panel eventually. But before I do that, let's go ahead and build that dorm. We need to have bunks constructed for the colonists. If they have place to sleep, they get more rested, and the next day they can function properly. Okay, I already see some ore being created, so already we are starting off 10 times better than that first attempt, where attempt number 2 actually, but the first run was, it started to look like this, and then it all went to somewhere really fast, like certain individual would say, well, that escalated quickly, and in order for this to not escalate that way, we're gonna try to take some precautions. One thing which I also will require is this construction. Sick bay. Once the dorm is done, I need to put down at least 3 bunk beds, because as you can see, they are starting to get sleepy, and that can cause a whole lot of problems. We are actually right now at 30 kilowatts, which means we are only producing a surplus of 20 kilowatts of energy with that single solar panel. Optimal thing would be to build another one of size 4. Now, however, not sure if any of the metal has been already allocated to the sickbay construction. It looks like it has, so I can actually use the ore to be turned, or the metal to be constructed into another power collector. When it comes to maintenance of the power collectors, or specifically the solar panels, it's actually better for you to have 3 extra large ones instead of having 50 small ones, because you require spare parts to maintain all of these. And without having access to them, well, that can effectively kill your maintenance capabilities. And if your solar panels stop producing energy, you will not be able to survive. So there are a lot of factors which you need to balance in order to create a sustainable colony. And I would appreciate if the engineer would actually bring himself to construct the sick bay. I hate the fact that we have all these components, spare parts, meals, bioplastic, and everything sitting so far outside. Also, the bunk beds would really benefit from being constructed. The bay is up and running. That is great. Put down one cabinet. And I'm gonna put down 2 beds for now. This way, if anything would happen, the doctor can do his or her thing. I'm not really sure if we do have a female doctor or a male doctor right now. Okay, it looks like we have a lady doctor, which I personally don't mind. I don't discriminate. Okay, so we have bunk beds. We are able to put out some bioplastic and some metal pieces. We are able to build or create some food out of the extremely limited biodome. But the thing is that unless we actually get struck by a meteorite, the processing plant will not require, or the biodome will not require any maintenance besides having access to water, where we are actually at our current limit. This is interesting. The next structure which I would love to go for is the control center. The reason behind this is we can raise the alert and the colonists can go inside. One of the biggest dangers of the M-class type of planet is the fact that there are solar flares. Solar flares actually create radiation poisoning, which is killing your colonists much faster than any other injuries. So we need our doctor to be able to cure the people of the colony, but if all 7 colonists get radiation poisoning, and if our only doctor would lay down on the bed and require medical attention, then the whole colony is dead. So this is why getting access to control center is gonna be a crucial thing. Which is why I also don't know where the heck to build it. Let's go like this, and the other structure which I'm gonna try to go for is the storage dome. This way everything which is sitting outside can be moved inside, and this way the deterioration of the quality cannot happen. So I won't have to be afraid that some of the items which are sitting outside will go completely unusable. Having access to traders right now is not that important to me because I know the fact that I just don't have anything to trade with. I eventually will start to use like ore and starch to trade, but currently, because I just don't have access to almost anything, priority is to get the colony up and running. I'm hoping that the meals are actually pasta. Yes, they are. This is awesome. Have our control center up and running. So the next structure which I will want to get hands on is another power collector and the storage unit. So I'm gonna let this run for a bit, see if we get some colonists in. I would kill for another batch of workers to show up. This way we can mine more resources and we can turn those resources into something more valuable. Also, if we get more biologists, I would be able to get my hands on the lab, and if I get my hands on the lab, I am able to make the synthetic meat, and in combination with the veggies, especially wheat, I will be able to make burgers. So there's a lot of stuff that needs to happen here. We have 3 bioplastic, we have some metal pieces. I'm actually thinking about going to storage. And it's not really necessary for me to connect the storage to the control center. I'm just gonna keep it as it is, and once that is done, everything can be moved inside. Once we have the storage, I'm really hoping that all the other items will start to move places, because having your veggies sit here on the floor is also making sure that the quality will deteriorate, and by me building that additional structure, I will really need to make a push for the construction of the additional power collector, because as you can see, we are almost exhausting the entire reserve of the power energy, and with the additional structure up and running, this might potentially lead into me getting completely out of any power which might have been reserved from the day before. That was pretty damn close for my comfort, but unfortunately we don't have that much of a room to build here, so we have to take what we have. What are the current oxygen levels? Okay, so this is kind of scary because we are so far away from the oxygen generator, so I might have to build eventually additional one, but not before we build another water extractor. I'm not really sure how fast will the power collector be up and running, but without having access to enough resources, this might be difficult. I might have to switch it up a bit so that it's like 70 30 or 65 35. We need right now more workers. The food output should suffice. I might actually build, you know what, with how many meals this can build, and the fact that I might be eventually reconstructing parts of the colony. I'm not really that crazy on filling up this place too damn much. We have 7 colonists, we have 6 bunks, so let's build additional bunk bed. Will get us to 8 sleeping places, so everyone can go sleep at least. I'm hoping that they will be taking some shifts or turns at least, so that not everyone goes to sleep at the same time. So far, fingers crossed, no injuries have happened. Bunk bed has been constructed. Awesome. Food is being stored away. Power is getting low. But it's gonna be daytime soon. How is our robot doing? Yeah, his condition is going down really damn fast. I'm gonna actually enable the traders to start arriving, just because we have now some ore and some starch and some veggies, so theoretically speaking, might be able to exchange the meals for dishes or something, who knows, or metal if I would be lucky enough, but not that optimistic. Really need that battery or the power collector up and running fast, so I'm really hoping I'm gonna get some colonists into here. I'm not really sure if I can do anything at the start of the game to increase the chances or the willingness of the colonists to show up. Obviously, having like the radios or the antennas up and running, this might be beneficial for me, but yeah, if we don't get our basic colony up and running and being able to start producing basic things which require, robot is almost unusable. I'm not really sure how many times he can go into this state before he goes completely broken. Once we lose our first robot, getting a replacement will take some time. Now, based on my previous playthroughs, I have found out that actually purchasing the robots is much easier than actually constructing them. For some reason, the engineers just are not proficient in making robots. I don't know what it is. I was able to have enough semiconductors, but yeah, it will depend. The meteorites are doing their thing. We had our first injury. The second battery is still not up and running. Here's a first merchant. Unfortunately, there is nothing that I do truly require from him. I cannot trade with the metal or the ore because it's actually in the metal processing units. I can sell the 2 pieces of starch which I have for. Yeah, I'm just gonna dismiss the trader. There's nothing I can get out of this trade. I'm really hoping someone's gonna fix the carrier robot. Looks like the entire colony is taking a nap. Some are actually sleeping before they will go and rest up. But I'm actually happy at least that we have mushrooms and wheat here so that the pasta dishes are being made, so that is perfectly fine. Sometimes it's okay to have like 3 meals on display. That's acceptable, especially when you know that you have mushrooms and wheat over here. But if we don't get the other power collector, this is problematic. Metal processing is always a huge problem for me. I have never found a way for me to somehow kick the workers into overdrive and just keep constantly working on the metal processing. As you can see, we have 3 workers. All 3 of them are actually inside of the damn mines, mining for the ore which is already safely stored in these 2 units. So I'm gonna probably try to, like, I don't know, I'm definitely gonna have to put on a TV so that the happiness of my colonists can go up, because the unhappier they are, the lower their production or their overall willingness to work is. So having access to one TV might actually offset the morale. Man. The main goal is to get the colony to a running condition. Still some time throughout the day. We have filled in the first battery. Really need that 1 additional or 3 additional pieces of metal. But yeah, it takes 2 shifts at least to get 1 metal piece out of the ore. It doesn't really matter if you have 1 bioplastic or 1 ore in these processing machines. It will just require 2 shifts to get this done. So these 2, I'm not really sure they will be able to finish up and get the metal that we require. I might be surprised pleasantly. I am surprised even more pleasantly. So I have 1 piece of metal. As you can see, this one has unfortunately stopped at 96%, which is a giant middle finger to my face. Awesome. Love it. Oh man. Okay, bioplastic is being processed. We will actually require additional metal piece for me to have another bioplastic processing unit. Second merchant ship has arrived. This one has carrier robot, but that is way too pricey. I don't have enough things to offer for trade. So what I can do is sell off these things. Semiconductor is pointless. The medical supply is right now important for me because I have already used some of them to heal my colonists. I don't really want the meat, so I'm gonna actually grab the coins. This is gonna be unfortunate because the entire colony is gonna start running with the supplies to drop off everything over here. Hopefully soon enough we're gonna get our hands on more wheat, more mushrooms. So the weeds are done. Storage is done. I really wish there would be a crop which would provide you with the accessibility of getting 2 storage and 1 food. Because it's more than a technical crop and less of a consumable crop. Unfortunately, we don't have the possibility to do that thing. Or at least I have not seen that even with none of the GMO plants. We have ran out of energy exactly as the day started, so we really need that other power collector or we are gonna be in trouble. Okay, so it looks like our biologist is carrying the last remaining piece of metal. That's awesome, which means that hopefully our engineer is gonna freaking show up and build that damn thing. Okay, like he's on his way. Or is that a Bonnie? Okay, so we have a lady engineer. Good for her. You go, girl. You keep that colony up and running. Okay, how's the happiness? The one TV is doing something at least, but not that much of a miracle. The next thing which I would want to construct is probably another biodome, a bit larger one, and we will have to start growing some medicinal crops. Also, that means I should put down another water extractor. Theoretically speaking, if I would do a larger one here, then I can get rid of this one. That's actually not the worst idea. This is gonna, however, use up most of my metal pieces, 3 out of 4. But then I should be able to regain these back. Now, normally on the other planets, I try to do a bit bigger biodome, but if I would have done that, I would have run out of all the resources and the construction materials, and I would just be incapable of getting the colony into this state as it is. It's just gonna take a stupid amount of time for this colony to get to its better or bigger potential. But with 2 battery or 2 power collectors, that is perfectly fine. The water extractor should get constructed. It's pointless for me to actually have this place now as a high priority, so I don't have a single piece of ore, and the only starch which we have is already in like the processing unit. The one is sitting actually here, so that's fine, but yeah, this is gonna take some time. Yeah, there's like 3 meteorites in one. Oh, damn it. Let's immediately call everyone inside. This is the solar flares. Please, 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 please go inside. Dude. Screw fixing the solar panel. Get your ass inside. Cannot risk the radiation poisoning. We have only 4 medical supplies left. You see? And that's our only engineer. This means if she were to die, nothing gets fixed, nothing gets built. This is serious. If she won't get the treatment that she requires, this is why the control center is necessary for you to have. This is bad. Please go get cured immediately. Her health is going down rapidly. As you can see, it gets super bright, but it would be actually awesome if we can get some technology, especially on the M-class planet, where during the solar flares, the solar panels work more efficient, just due to the high concentration of the solar energy that is being available to us. Thankfully, our colonists are safe in the domes, so it would be actually funny if a colonist ship would arrive at this time and everyone leaving the colonist ship would get irradiated. I would probably flip my desk. I cannot afford you. I don't have anything that I can trade with you, so please leave. I need colonists. I'm not even joking. Solar panel or solar panels, the solar flares have passed. So luckily we can continue. What is the status? Oh, you're just unhappy. Or maybe because you were sunbathing when I told you not to. Maybe that has something to do with the whole situation. Okay, so this should get us the metal back. I'm not sure why the connection did not actually give us anything else back, but we finally get additional worker. This means that we should start being able to supply the colony with more construction materials, and this means that as soon as I can, we are going with a bigger biodome so we can grow more mushrooms, more wheat, and some medical plants so we can start making those medical supplies. And now we are at the mercy of the asteroids. If I get hit by asteroids, I get hit by asteroids. Just gonna have to pace myself and do the construction and everything super slow. So I do apologize for me talking so much, but it's just me trying to fill in the time. I don't think it would be actually fun for me to let the game run for 10 minutes while I don't know, try to wash my dishes or do something, and then just speed up the footage in the post-editing, because I don't know. Okay, we got additional workers. This is great, but this means that the next colonists that will be arriving have to be biologists. Reason behind this is fairly simple. One meal maker and 4 plants can only produce so much food. This means that if I don't gain access to more crops, the whole colony will die out. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and build the other biodome in here. Energy wise, we should be a-okay. We are not surpassing our consumption. That water extractor will be able to supply me. I swear to God, when I cannot afford the robots, the only merchants which I see are the ones that have robots in them. I bet that when I will eventually require larger number of robots to do the logistics, like having plenty of carrier robots and such, I will not be able to get them. Also, getting a second airlock should be later on something that I will need to look into. Please tell me that these are actually just biologists. Okay, so we are getting actually 3 biologists. This means that theoretically getting our hands on the lab should be also a good idea. But I first want to get one structure up and running. Getting a second engineer would actually not be the most idiotic thing I can do. So let's go 50-50. Maybe we're gonna get lucky enough to get second engineer. Just because we don't have additional person to do the maintenance and the construction work. We have 2 spare parts left. We have 3 medical supplies left. Oh boy, this is gonna be a tough one. Definitely want at least 2 of these. 3 wheat and 3 mushroom. I'm not even sure how much our water consumption will go up with all these crops being built. But having access to the additional wheat will supply us with even more. Okay, so it looks like 1 more biologist and 1 more engineer has arrived. So for now, I'm gonna shut down the influx of more colonists. Reason behind this is food management, sleeping management, oxygen levels, water levels. Yeah, this is we are exceeding our water consumption. I was afraid of this. Really super happy that I can build the water extractor over there. This is gonna be our next priority. So now that we have these 4 up and running, we're gonna have additional ones up and running, and now the big problem. No spare parts. If I don't get enough spare parts by trading or crafting them myself, for which we of course require engineers, we are gonna be in a big trouble. Can I get these 2? Fudge! I really don't want to sell. This is not good. $54. $49. Yeah, that medical supply, that's a big problem for me, but I do need the 2 spare parts. I will be able to eventually make more medical supplies, but I do need spare parts in order to maintain our 2 solar panels. These are the only structures, luckily enough for me, which do require maintenance for now, unless we get hit by a meteorite. And because the last season or last planet did not have meteorites, I'm not even sure right now if for fixing one of these domes, if they get hit by a meteorite, you require spare parts. So I don't want to feed you bogus information, but that is the current situation. The second water extractor will go up. We should be able to manage. Wait, why is it now showing that we are... God damn it, I sometimes hate this game. Okay, so now I at least know that we will have surplus for the oxygen generator. I need to manage the oxygen levels too, because having too many colonists for only 1 oxygen generator can cause suffocation. We want to avoid suffocation at all costs. We are on 49 kilowatts. This means that this 1 solar panel is completely just up and running for the purposes of our colony to work. This means that the second one is the only one generating the surplus, so eventually I will have to increase the energy production too. We have our medical supplies. We don't have damn it, I accidentally clicked on the wrong button and made everyone leave. We need more bioplastic and we need more metal. Next structure which I will need to construct is the laboratory for production of synthetic meats and for production of medical supplies. I might have to build it over here and connect it to the two biodomes. I might switch this. No, actually, I don't think I will be switching. I'm not sure if I will be able to switch this biodome to a larger size because it's connected to this cantina, so it's supplying it. Oh, I thought the base is out of power. It was just really, really weird for a second there. Let's sell these for now. Man, I'd actually love to sell you a whole lot more stuff just because you have the best commission percentage. The more coins I have access to, the better chance of me doing a trade with somebody else eventually. Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna give you the veggies, which I have. Hopefully we're gonna get our hands on some more. The meal maker is currently stacked up with some pasta, so hopefully nobody's gonna go with a big hunger check. Yeah, thank God we have actually two of them. And it looks like he did not require the spare parts in order to fix the water extractor, so hopefully it will be just the two solar panels that will require the spare parts. And trust me, I am well aware of the fact that we will require spare parts, but the medical supplies are more expensive, so if I would be able to create those, I have some rare commodity to trade with. As for now, the most valuable thing which I can trade off are the medical plants, or medicinal plants, or what you want to call them. So this is slowly taking its shape. Hopefully this colony won't go dodo on me by me doing something really stupid. I'm gonna have to take my sweet time. I'm not really sure how I will be pacing these episodes because in like the Frost Planet, it felt a bit easier to me, especially due to the lack of meteorites especially, but here with the solar flares, the constant meteorite strikes, it's just gonna be a nasty business. We're going to require lots of telescopes and lasers and engineers in order to defend the colony, and I'm terrified of how that will be running. Let's take a look at the stats. The welfare is excellent, the prestige is non-existent. I'm not even sure how that is even possible. How the hell is this bar completely full? Huh? So far, knock on the wood. My table is wooden, so I can actually do this. We are managing the food. I really need those resources, and we can spare parts. Yes! Okay. Spare parts, 35% commission. This is gonna be used. Most of our coins are gonna be used. Yeah, let's grab 3. Might actually do one more just for the trading purposes, and I saved up the building materials so that I can build a laboratory. Gonna connect the lab to both of the biodomes actually. Oxygen levels, oxygen levels, oxygen levels. We need to monitor the oxygen levels because if we don't, the entire colony can suddenly start go super low with oxygen levels, especially like the dorms are super susceptible to this. At nighttime, if you have a dorm full of colonists, the oxygen level might actually go down if it's too far away from the oxygen generator. And because we are building additional structures, we need to take a look at our energy consumption. So, no! I will require one of these stations, and let's put down for now 2 of these puppies. I'm gonna probably just do chicken for now. It doesn't really matter. It just uses least amount of energy and maintenance requirements. The doctor will be able to combine the bioplastic and the medical plants or the medicinal plants to start working on production of medical supplies because we have only last unit. And the next structure made out of the metal will of course have to be additional solar panel. And I'm gonna once again go with the one which has the size of 4 metal units. So I'm not really that happy about me building towards this direction, everything external. I should try to focus on expanding the colony next to this place and trying to utilize even this room somehow. But for now, that is the only option. I can also expand through here from this biodome eventually, but we will see how that will turn out. Now, because we are actually making the vitro meat and we have the 2 chickens, this might require me to make more wheat, because wheat is combined also with the mushrooms and also with the chicken. So if I will have only mushrooms and chicken in the meal maker, this can combine the 2 theoretically into basic meals, and that will be unfortunate. Also, the added starch will not be the worst thing, so I might try to go with 2 more starch. And I'm gonna leave it at that because I don't know what are the maintenance requirements for this many crops and this many tissue synthesizers for the number of biologists that are currently stationed at the colony. So far so good. So far so good. And I think since we managed to get to a sustainable place, of course we are still missing some things, and the colony will require to grow. Not really sure if I will be able to deconstruct and reconstruct this part of the colony later on. I might be able to do so, but the goal here is to slowly and with baby steps get to a larger colony. Will I be able to get to 300 colonists? God knows. Just by that first attempt of mine, you can see how much more difficult this planet is, especially with all those meteorites. And if you have seen the first season, there were cases where I had like 8 people in a cantina which was struck by a meteorite. All of them were instantly dead. So yeah, I'm not really sure how this will happen, or how this will eventually work out. But I will try to take the information and experience from the previous 2 seasons and somehow turn this colony into a success. Now, for that to happen, I would greatly appreciate if you would hit the like button. It helps with the algorithm so that more people can come across my content. I also publish content on a weekly basis. I do mostly playthroughs. If I'm not interrupted by the loud sound of the meteorite, I do early in-game reviews, discussions, tips and tricks videos, stuff like that. So link is in the description. Go check it out. I appreciate the views. If you have any tips for me, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. I have never been able to get this far in Planetbase before I started to upload my footage onto YouTube. It's mostly related to the fact that I keep talking most of the time, and therefore the colonists themselves can do the work and somehow maintain a up and running colony. So yeah, it's mostly related to that. But now that we are actually getting our hands on some more supplies, I'm able to trade off a bit more and get this colony into some form of a decent shape until we get some spare parts and other things up and running. For more fun planet-based content, check out the channel. Link is in the description. I'm gonna wish you a pleasant rest of the day. Hopefully I will see you on the next one. Thank you for watching, everyone. Stay safe and bye-bye. Cannot believe I killed the entire colony on that first attempt. That was just horrible. Where's my doctor? Why is this person not being treated? Oh, that's right. I should get a second doctor. That's a good idea.